When God lives in a man, the impossible becomes possible, and the simplest acts of kindness can transform lives in ways we never imagine. One evening, a wealthy young man stopped his car and handed some money to a homeless man sitting on the street corner. It wasn't much, just enough for a meal, but as the billionaire watched from a distance, he saw something remarkable unfold. The homeless man, clutching the money, headed toward a nearby store. On his way, he noticed a distressed woman sitting on the curb, explaining to passersby that she had lost her wallet and couldn't afford to get home. Without a second thought, the homeless man reached into his pocket, gave her some of his money, and told her to take care of herself. When he arrived at the grocery store, he picked out a burger and a soft drink. As he stood in line to pay, he noticed a cashier arguing with a woman whose money wasn't enough to cover her groceries. Quietly, the homeless man stepped forward and covered the remaining amount. The woman looked at him with gratitude, but he simply smiled and walked away. Returning to his spot with his modest meal, the homeless man came across another homeless man lying on the sidewalk, weak and hungry. Without hesitation, he handed over his food and offered some comforting words before sitting down to rest. The young billionaire, who had been observing all of this, couldn't hold back any longer. He approached the man and asked, "Why would you give away everything you had when you clearly need it yourself?" The homeless man smiled gently and replied, "The good you do always comes back to you. It's not about what I don't have, it's about what I can give." Struck by his words, the billionaire went home and shared the story with his mother. She was deeply moved and insisted on meeting this man. When she finally did, she froze in shock. The homeless man was the very person who had once helped her pay her tuition fees back in college, a gesture that had changed the course of her life. That day, the man's life turned around. The billionaire and his mother gave him a fresh start, a home, a job, and the resources to rebuild his life. In all of this, one truth stood out. Life hadn't been fair to him, but that didn't stop him from showing kindness to others. That's what happens when God lives in a man. He becomes a channel of love and hope, no matter the circumstances. So many of us are crying out to God for help, yet we don't realize that God's power often flows through our actions. There's a way to live that gives him access to move in our lives. It's not just about asking, it's about becoming the person who can carry the blessings you're seeking. Ask yourself, do my actions reflect the God I'm calling on? Sometimes the answers to your prayers are hidden in the way you live your life. Let this story inspire you to let God work through you. If this touched you, comment and share this video on Oracle Stories.